What's up guys, Joel here from Not Your Normal Road Trip. Today we have some more time because the closing on our house got pushed back, so we have another week to tackle some projects in the RV. I did a couple things like mount some TVs, my computer, just kind of luxury items. But now we're going to get to installing this washer dryer, and I'm just going to do an unboxing, check out what comes with it, what I need, and kind of make a couple runs back and forth to the parts store. I kind of have to do this in tandem with the electrical upgrades, so I'm going to be installing new batteries today, the transfer switch for the inverter, and isolating the circuit for this and for the converter charger for the batteries so they don't run off of our inverter. And I'll kind of show you how I'm going to do it. It's a little overkill, but I already got the stuff to do it, and I'm just going to tackle it today and get it done. So let's just do a quick unboxing and see what comes in this thing. Alright, so this is an Equator brand Super Combo combination washer dryer. I had a bunch of choices and I did a ton of research, and I sprang for this one because it's actually designed for RVs. It has a feature for winterizing, so it actually will winterize itself when you go to winterize all your plumbing in the RV for the year. Little stuff like that just kind of made me say, like, let's just spring for the best and, you know, buy once, cry once type deal. Let's see if I can tear this open. Oh yeah, I forgot. I haven't actually looked at this thing. We've had it for 6 months. I got it in the gold color. Woo! I love gold. Alright, so I'm just gonna get this mess cleaned up and recycled, and then I'll actually start checking this thing out and read through the instructions and see what I'm missing to get it installed, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I finally got this thing all opened up, and I got to check out what it comes with. Again, this is the Equator Super Combo. It's an all-in-one washer dryer. It's a lot smaller than your standard house-style washer dryers. It seems to be pretty neat at first look. The only thing I see that's a little chintzy is this knob right here. It's kind of, you know, not super high-quality feeling, but other than that, it's pretty solid. This thing weighs like 500 pounds. So it did come with 2 water lines, hot and cold. I did see that this side is metric, so you have to use these. It's kind of interesting. You can always adapt it if you need longer. I might need a little bit longer than these. And then this one will also do condensing or venting. We're going to vent it for efficiency's sake. I don't have any qualms about cutting a hole in the side of the RV. It's a 1997. She's been through worse, but I got a vent that I liked ordered. That should be here probably next week, but I can do the rest. I think I'm going to start by just prepping this thing. There's a couple things you got to do after it's shipped. So if I spin it around, the first thing you have to do, and they actually called me to make sure that we knew about this, is there's some shipping rods in here. I guess it probably holds everything internally where it's supposed to be, so it doesn't get damaged while it's in shipping. But you have to take these out, or I don't know, probably the thing breaks. So all we need is a Phillips screwdriver, and all you do is take these 2 screws out. And then there's like a rod in here. man, these things are really in there. Get this out of the way. There we go. So just wiggle these guys out. There we go. And yeah, so these are the shipping rods. So take those out, and then what you do is you just put the 2 screws back in. And then one of the things they include is these little blanking plugs. And you just pop them in there. Done deal. There's one on the other side. I'll take that one out. And then this little vent cover comes off. We're going to be venting to the outside like I was saying, so we just are going to pull this one off. And then this little adapter for a hose goes on. I just screw that back on using the same screws. Good to go. Alright, so the plan now we got the washer dryer is we are gonna get rid of this closet right here. It's just a double door, a nice hanging clothes closet. We don't really need that much space. We're already moved in pretty much, and we still have a little space to spare. Plus I'll still make use of some of the room. But the plan is to remove the center, the doors, and unfortunately it has this little kick panel. So I'm gonna get rid of all that. And we're gonna put that washer dryer in this spot and then see how it fits. I might build some shelving around it, like I said, to utilize the space better. But I still need to get electrical in here. I need to get water in here, and then I need to get the drain out. And so that's the trick now. But I'll start by getting all this stuff out of the way and kind of test fitting it in the space, and we'll see where we go from there. don't always have to be so up on me either. You can like back up. I know this is tricky, but try to get like the whole area view.
Alright, got the closet doors out of the way. Now we can test fit the washer dryer in here and see how much room we got. Wow, this thing fits into the slot so much better than I thought. I thought for sure it was going to stick out to here. I could almost get away with putting a door back. But yeah, this looks pretty good. I have to make sure it doesn't get tucked in the corner, that way this can still open. And obviously it's going to have to come out just a little bit because of the dryer vent. So the dryer vent right there, it's going to need more clearance than that. I think I can get a low clearance vent, just a couple inches. And then I have all this room to add shelves. And then we can still utilize this shelf up here with that curtain, that clothing rod. It looks like it's going to turn out perfect. Alright, so now with the washer and dryer in place, I get a feel for more the room I'm going to have to work with. I'm definitely thinking about a shelving unit for right here, but what's cool is underneath this floor, this is the refrigerator right here, and the wet bay with the electric incoming and all the plumbing is under here. So I'll be able to use that flooring, just pop a hole in it and run everything through it, the drainage, the electrical, and then the incoming hot and cold water. And if I can pull that off, then we're in business. So that's the next step. After 5 or so runs to the hardware store and failing to come up with a good solution to plumb this thing easily, I took a step back, and where I was originally trying to get the water from was in the wet bay, where there's an faucet, and I was gonna hook up the tap behind it, but I couldn't find the right fittings to easily do it. So right next to the washer dryer is the refrigerator, and underneath of it there's an access panel. If I can get it off. And this has the circuit breaker, and it also has the plumbing and the hot water tank. So my thoughts were, if I get the right flare-it PEX tubing fittings, that I could just get the cold from right there and the hot from right there, and then just pop a hole in this wall right here, and it'll be good as new. So I went ahead and got the fittings ordered, and this is what they look like. So I can just literally take that elbow off and plumb it right to this T, and it'll just give me that 1/2-inch outlet. And then I can take these adapters I bought and just thread these right on here with some Teflon tape. And that gives me a 3/4-inch outlet for the washer. And I have 2 of those. And then I have one more that's just a normal straight through, and it gives me the 1/2-inch off the side, and that'll let me plumb the bidet into the washroom. So I'm going to knock that out at the same time, and I'll be able to flip the water on, and all the plumbing will be done. So besides that, all I have to do is put in a new under the sink, what do you call this, an outlet, and this one has the receiver for the dishwasher, and I'm going to use that for the dump for the washing machine. Again, making the plumbing as simple as possible. So that's the plan today. All I got to do is get to work. Alright, so I got the T's in place. So one for the cold water, and then the hot water. And the only issue I ran into was this rubber line was coming up and kind of kinking. So I just went out and grabbed that quick 90°, and that made it nice and perfect. And it just exits out that hole in the back and puts them right behind the washer. And now the only thing left is to run the dump tube extension through that same hole, around here, under the stove, and then to the sink compartment right here. And all I gotta do is really just change this one piece. Everything else is fine, so I'll probably just pop that one out, pop this one in, and be done with that. So let's get to it. Yeah, we're gonna do the museum. I guess. Alright, I pretty much got the drain run. Now I was going to jump over and do the electric because I'm going to put the box back there. So before I do all the water connections and get it all finalized, I figured I'd take a break on that and then jump over. I was installing this bidet. I already got it on the toilet. Here's the water line. I'm just going to go ahead and snip that and add in a T with a shutoff and hook that up, and I'll have that done too. Okay. Whew, it's raining like crazy now, so I'm running around getting soaked. All I need to finish this washer install, at least for the main plumbing, is just a couple basic screwdrivers, pair of pliers. So all that's really left is to plug it in, hook up my hot and cold water taps, hook up the drain hose. I'm gonna hang the drain hose on the wall, and then the last thing, which I won't get to today, I need a hole saw, is to actually put the dryer vent through the wall out the side of the RV. And I just don't have a 4-inch hole saw on hand, so I'll have to scoop one of those. But everything else today will be done, and the last thing will just be to pick up that hole saw, pick a spot on the wall that probably doesn't have a support running through it, hopefully, and drill it through. 4 screws, a little silicone, and a hose, 2 band clamps, done deal. This thing will be good to go. So I'm gonna start on that right now. Should be just a minute. Alright, so we got our water connections hooked up. If I didn't show you guys the drain is just a standard 10-foot rubber hose for automotive and also dishwasher use and just drain use. And it runs underneath all these cabinets. Nothing fancy. And it ends right here at the sink. And that's a dishwasher drain. It's all going to the same place. It's just the easiest way to do it without doing any real plumbing. I got to check that drain and make sure nothing leaks because it was a little bit weird with the parts I used, but I got it to work and it seems to be good. But we'll have to see once we turn the water on. We're going to check all the plumbing fixtures that I messed with, just some T's and stuff, and make sure that I got no leaks there. And then this will be the last thing to check once the water's running, make sure the drain doesn't leak. And if that is all good, we should be able to plug that washing machine in and actually see it work. So that'll be pretty awesome. Let's do that next. Alright, well after getting totally soaked a few times running around outside in the rain, I finally got this thing all hooked up. So the only thing left on it is to actually install the dryer vent, which I showed you in the garage earlier. All I need is that hole saw so I can punch a hole in this wall and duct it right out. But The drain hose is hung and installed, the wiring is plugged in, and the hot and cold are installed as well. So, with any luck, I should be able to turn this thing on. I've never used it before though. Hey, look at that. Oh my god, I kind of like this thing. It's like a spaceship. It actually reminds me of those old 80s car dashboards. Like in the old Corvettes. Like a liquid crystal display. Haha, that's pretty sick. But now that I know I got juice here, let's flip the water on. I'm gonna check all those connections, and then with any luck, I can test the drain and the bidet, and I think we'll be in business after that. And then the last thing will just be installing that dryer vent, and we'll be done with this whole project. So let me go do that. All right, so it's always a scary moment when you go to flip the plumbing on for the first time after doing some work, but okay, so I know that the hot water tank was empty. So it always takes a few minutes to get the water tank filled up. So I'll open the hot water tap and I'll let that thing fill up. And then we should start seeing some water and air blow through here. And then once that's full, we'll go through and we'll flush all the lines. I actually just cleaned these before starting all this work. So I ran some bleach through the system, and this is like its 4th rinse through. So it should be all good to go after that. But there's gonna be some air in the lines after doing all that plumbing. So just give it some time, and it'll blow through all that air. And we just got this sink, the water tap here, the toilet, the shower, the bidet, the sink in there, and one little outdoor spigot for the wash bay. And if all those are good, then we should start to build some water pressure, and then I can check for all those leaks. See a pinhole leak right there. Dry. Dry. So just one leak so far, just barely a dribble. Like we got water flowing from the hot water tank, the cold water. I'm able to test this drain now. Check these down here. Ooh, I feel some water, so that one might be dribbling. That one seems okay. Let's do. So a couple of my connections seem to be dribbling a little bit of water. I'm going to try and tighten them up and see if that fixes them. Okay, so after turning the water on, you might have seen those leaks. I had like pinhole, like 1 drip per minute leaks, and they were hard to fix. I think the main issue I ran into was plastic PEX fittings. Those they were just plastic 1/2 inch threaded fittings, and then I was adapting them up to 3/4 inch for the washer hoses and down to 3/8 for the bidet. But I guess joining plastic to metal isn't something I've done before, and it's hard. The lesson I learned after doing a little research and actually testing it and getting them totally done is put like a ton of the thread tape on it. Like, I probably put 8 loops on the fittings to get them to seal properly. I did use like a flat washer, a rubber one. I robbed it out of a shower fitting that I had, and I put it on that fitting for the bidet. I don't know if it's the thread tape that fixed it or that washer hose that fixed it, but either way, I'm just happy it's done. I don't think it hurt it. It might have helped. It might be sealed at that O-ring. It doesn't matter as long as it doesn't leak, but I tried both at once and it worked. Alright, so putting the finishing touches on the dryer right now. I measured out a spot in the back of the dryer. I decided to drop it down instead of go up with it, just for packaging reasons where we keep clothes and stuff. I went ahead from the inside and just poked a hole through where I want it exactly, and you can see it's right here. So we're just going to take this big ass hole saw and cut a big hole in the side and hope for the best. Piece. I got some styrofoam. This is a wrist breaker. Bam. Not bad. Just some styrofoam with 2 little pieces of plywood. But now we got an open slot. I'll grab the dryer vent, screw right to the side, silicone around it, and this side's done. All I got to do is plumb the hose with a band clamp, and the dryer and washer are officially installed. Alright, so I got the ring right here. Just got 2 little notches, so I'm just going to use an X-Acto knife since this is just real thin plywood, just to notch the top and the bottom. 4 screws, this thing will go on, and then from the inside is the rest. We'll just plumb it and be done.
Alright, now we just got this cap. It lines up with that unlocked. And then you just twist it to lock it, and now it is sprung and will only open when the air is blowing out. Alright, it's finally the payoff for installing this washing machine. This is the first time I've ever used it. I finally put the vent in the side yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to actually test it. I do have to keep an eye on the drainage pipe, make sure there's no leaks, but I'm not expecting any. It's pretty simple, just some band clamps and hose. So this is the Super Combo all-in-one washer dryer. I have it loaded. It says never load it past 2/3 full. It's not a huge compartment, but we got a couple days worth of clothes in there, so it fits a little bit in there. I did set it, the first time you use it, it's set to condensing. If you have it plumbed out the back for venting, all you have to do is hold the venting button down and it'll switch to the venting setting. All you do is hit wash and dry. It'll automatically spring up to the standard. We're going to try the quick one. It's saying an hour and 20 minutes for this load to get done. A standard load takes 2:35. We're going to try that quick one just as a test, and you see what it does with this stuff. And another thing, it said only high efficiency soap. So luckily the one that we had been using already was high efficiency rating, so that works. It said a tablespoon worth of soap for a load, and I'm thinking the same. Also, it said that stuff dries much more quickly. It tumbles easier when you use some fabric softener, so we're going to do that too. Just pull out this drawer, and I already got some right here. So we're going to pour the liquid in. For the softener. Just about a tablespoon. Put that back in there. And we'll just hit start. It'll go. It's going. It's doing things. Alright, it'll lock the door. No.
Hey.
Alright, so I got the washer dryer going. It's now in the dryer cycle, and I have my dryer vent right here, and I was checking it out, and I purposely bought one that had like a spring in it, and it's a really weak spring. It's just supposed to blow air through, and it pushes the spring and opens up. Well, this thing, the fan is so tame that it can't even blow it open. So I'm worried about it actually hurting its ability to dry. So I have it like pinned open. I think I'm just gonna put a little tab on the bottom just to hold the bottom a crack open, just to make sure no matter what it's not like blocking the flow of air. But that is slightly annoying. I was thinking like a residential dryer blows like a leaf blower worth of force, so this thing would be no problem. But yeah, I guess that's just I didn't know until I knew. But like, check it out. I'll let it fall, and it completely seals shut. And I can feel the steam, but like I can feel way more steam when I open it. You can actually see it coming out, so it's definitely trapping the air in there. So I'm either gonna have to switch it to a normal style flapper model, or for now I'll probably just pin this open just a touch, just to let the air, make sure it has a way out. That, or when I use it I could just open this and then when I'm done I can close it, but that's annoying. I'll probably just have to switch to one of those units I didn't want to buy in the first place, but whatever. It's working. Alright, the first load's done. Open it up. Not bad. They feel a little damp. I know this thing, especially in condensing mode, said that the clothes might feel damp when they come out, but they come out and they dry right up. So we'll just go ahead and fold these up. I would say the jeans are the only thing that feel definitely damp still. Not like wet, just like barely you could feel the moisture in them. Probably something thicker materials like hoodies or something. Probably have to hang them just to let them finish air drying. But everything else came out pretty good. And I think this thing's, the loads take a long time. The quick 20 did take 2 hours and 20 minutes. So the washes are quick, but the drying takes a long time. And it was kind of weird that it did do, I don't think I had like an additional rinse or anything on there, but it quoted out an hour or 20, meaning a 20-minute wash and an hour to dry, and then for some reason when it started drying it was like, no, it's gonna take 2 hours, and it just added an hour to the time, which was kind of funny. I mean, I don't care, it's just kind of weird that it did that. I don't know, I'll have to play with it and see if there's more tweaks, but I'm just happy to have a washer dryer on the road, even if it's a little quirky. Can do smaller loads, anything to keep me out of the laundromat. I'm super happy, and I think this thing's pretty cool. So I'll update with any issues that it has, or any tweaks that I've found help it or hurt it. And yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.